What if I were to... There we go. This is an Eaglit from the Roblox game known as Loomian Legacy. Now this is the same Eaglit from the same Roblox game, however, this Eaglit exists in real life, not only through our computer screen. How did I obtain this Eaglit? How did I even get to this point? Let's talk about it. It all began in December of 2021 where I met someone in real life, yes, shocking, whose name is Matt. See, the thing about this Matt dude is he's not your ordinary human being. The reason why I say this is because literally the day that we met, he told me about how he had a 3D printer. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but for most of the situations I am in, I tried to find ways to relate it to Loomian Legacy or something like that. When Matt told me about his 3D printer over a year ago, I knew that somehow I had to get my hands on the Eaglit model and print it in real life. I was determined to do this over the past year, and I was able to make it work 12 months later. Fast forward a few months, now it was May of 2022. Matt had offered me his 3D printer to essentially print the Eaglit, but we had one tiny problem. Actually, it was a huge problem. I actually did not have the Eaglit file. I was gonna DM Lando to ask permission to get the Eaglit file, but before DMing him, I spent a few days trying to search for the file. My efforts yielded no result, and I was back to square one. 4 months later, it was now September of 2022, and I had remembered about this video idea that I had thought of a few months prior. I then proceeded to DM Lando this time and ask him for the Eaglit model. Lando told me that 3D printing an Eaglit was not going to be possible because of how the model was made. My hopes of having my very own Eaglit in real life had vanished. I was about to give up this project until I had an interesting idea. Now, November of 2022, I decided to reach out to the one who originally modeled Eaglit 3 years ago, KOWZ. KOWZ is responsible for modeling most of the Loomians in game, and he had happened to have made the Eaglit model. I had a chat with them, and I asked him if I could have the Eaglit model so that I could 3D print it. He told me that he had to talk to Lando and let me know if he would have had permission to give me this file, and a week later, KOWZ messaged me back, and he evidently received permission and gave me the Eaglit file. I officially had my hands on the 3D version of Eaglit. Now it was time to put the plan in progress. 1 year after his offer, I reached out to Matt and I let him know that I evidently had the Eaglit file. Right away, he began printing it. It is very silly at first how it looks, but that's usually how things get 3D printed. After I had the bird finally 3D printed, Matt was able to hand it over to me, but now I had another issue. See, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am not much of an artist. I can't paint, I can't draw by miracle, I can barely make videos. I've never spoken much about my family, but I do have 3 other siblings. You guys want to know the best part? All my 3 other siblings can surprisingly draw, but I happen to have a little sister that can. It's funny though, the last time I mentioned her was when we made a video together over 3 years ago. Anyways, I gave her the little bird and then she began working her magic on the bird. With magic, I basically just mean drawing on it. She then proceeded to do 3 or 4 coats of paint on it, and apparently it's harder to paint this bird than you would have thought. Eventually, she got around to finishing the painting, and here it is, the first ever real-life Eaglit. A journey that began with meeting someone over a year ago to eventually just having my little own Eaglit, something very memorable to say the least. I truly am the biggest Eaglit enthusiast of all time. I mean, I have my own custom Eaglit, I have a Gamma Eaglit with every wisp, and now I have my very own Eaglit in real life. As good as this sounds, I guess it also sounds sort of sad to an extent. Who cares? Now let's see if Eaglit passes the Kimba test. For those who don't know, Kimba is my dog. Let's proceed. Okay, let's see Kimba's reaction to the bird. Kimba? What do you think of it? What do you think of it? Do you approve of it? No? 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 Kimba, what do you think? Oh, he is gone. Okay, let's try this again. Kimba's over there. Kimba. What do you think, Kimba? Kimba? No? Yes? No? Hold on. Dog, come here. No, and he ran away. No Kimba approval for this little guy. It appears that Eaglit did in fact not pass the Kimba test, as Kimba was very scared of the Eaglit. Maybe Kimba will learn to love the Eaglit in the future. I also decided to take Eaglit with me on a trip. Here you can see Eaglit standing in front of the plane. This is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for everyone who helped me make this video possible. I'm Armenti, and we lit.